Unit 3, Student Support, Guidance and Counselling. Introduction. In this topic, you have to revise and deepen your understanding about guidance and counselling and use this understanding to assist your students to solve their academic and social problems in the school. The aim is to provide guidance and counselling services to students to make their school and future lives healthy, comfortable, and productive. Learning objectives. After you have completed this unit, you should be able to define the terms guidance and counselling, to identify the aims and objectives of guidance and counselling in schools, to identify the needs for guidance and counselling, to identify the characteristics of effective guidance and counsellors, to demonstrate knowledge of the importance of guidance and counselling to teachers and students, to critically analyze the concepts, scope, and theories that govern the process of guidance and counselling, to use the principles and functions of guidance and counselling, to ensure a safe learning environment in school, to identify and apply different tools of data collection in different situations, select and apply appropriate counselling techniques to solve students' problems, to coordinate and communicate with various stakeholders in the process of guidance and counselling. Concept of guidance and counselling. Activity 1. Dear students, what is guidance and counselling? Discuss with your peers to answer the question for about 15 minutes. The terms guidance and counselling have been loosely or interchangeably used. Guidance is a term which is broader than counselling, and it includes counselling as one of its services. But it makes a logical separation of the counselling process. This means 1. Adjective and 2. Distributive phase. In the adjective phase, the emphasis is on social, personal and emotional problems of the individual. In the distributive phase, the focus is upon educational, vocational, and occupational problems. The distributive phase can be most accurately described as guidance, while the adjective phase can be considered as description of counselling. Guidance and counselling are two sides of the same coin. The goal in both cases is to give an opportunity for an individual to see a variety of available options and thereafter assist the person in making a wise choice. Guidance is the process that is put in place at a time a choice is to be made. Counselling, on the other hand, 1. helps with considering all sides of a potential choice even before the choice is made. 2. Takes place when a choice has been made, and there is a need to modify, reinforce or abandon such a choice. The basic purpose of a guidance and counselling program is to ensure the physical, emotional, social, and educational development of learners. Since primary school students spend most of the school day with just a few teachers, these teachers are in a favorable position to perform their role as a counselor for their students. They can assume their counseling role at two levels, school and classroom. At school level, their role as counselor will be oriented towards the more general and common problems of primary school children. In contrast, their role as classroom counselor will be slanted towards the more specific and individual problems of their students. Definitions. Guidance is a broad term that is applied to a school's program of activities and services that are aimed at assisting students to make and carry out adequate plans, and to achieve satisfactory adjustment in life. Guidance can be defined as a process, developmental in nature, by which an individual is assisted to understand, accept and utilize his or her abilities, aptitudes and interests and attitudinal patterns in relation to his or her aspirations. Guidance as an educational construct involves those experiences which assist each learner to understand him or herself, accept him/herself and live effectively in his or her society. This is in addition to the learner having learning experiences about the world of work and people therein. Guidance can also be looked at as a program of services to people based upon the need of each individual, an understanding of his or her immediate environment, the influence of environmental factors on the individual, and the unique features of each school. Guidance is designed to help each person adjust to his or her environment, develop the ability to set realistic goals for him/herself, and improve his or her total educational program. As a process, guidance is not a simple event, but it involves a series of actions, or steps progressively moving towards a goal. As a service, we can isolate three major services, that of educational, vocational, personal and social guidance. 1. Educational guidance. Educational guidance is, so far as it can be distinguished from any other form of guidance, is concerned with the provision of assistance to pupils in their choices in and adjustment to the school's curriculum and school life in general. Educational guidance is therefore essential in counseling service, guiding young people to pursue the right type of education in which, for example, the right balance is met for accommodating the human resource needs of a nation. 2. Vocational guidance. Vocational guidance is a process of helping individuals to choose an occupation, prepare for, enter into and progress in it. Vocational happiness requires that a person's interests, aptitudes and personality be suitable for his or her work. It plays its part by providing individuals with a comprehension of the world of work and essential human needs, thus familiarizing individuals with such terms as dignity of labor and work value. 3. Personal and social guidance. Personal and social guidance is the process of helping an individual on how to behave with consideration to other people. Primarily, personal and social guidance helps the individual to understand oneself, how to get along with others, manners and etiquette, leisure time activities, social skills, family and family relationships, and understanding masculine and feminine roles. Counselling is usually viewed as one part of guidance services. It is subsumed by the general term guidance, in that it is one service within guidance, rather than a synonym. It is difficult to think of one definition of counselling. This is because definitions of counselling depend on the theoretical orientation of the person defining it. Let us examine some of these definitions. Counselling is a learning-oriented process which usually occurs in an interactive relationship with the aim of helping the person learn more about the self, about others, and about situations and events related to given issues and conditions, and also to learn to put such understanding to being an effective member of the society. Counselling is a process in which the helper expresses care and concern towards the person with a problem to facilitate that person's personal growth and positive change through self-understanding. Counselling denotes a relationship between a concerned person and a person with a need. This relationship is usually person to person, although sometimes it may involve more than two people. It is designed to help people understand and clarify their views of their life space, and to learn to reach their self-determined goals through meaningful, well-informed choices and through resolution of problems of an emotional or interpersonal nature. It can be seen from these definitions that counseling may have different meanings. In fact, counseling is provided under a variety of different labels. For example, there are instances where counseling is offered in the context of a relationship which is primarily focused on other, non-counseling concerns. For example, a student may see a teacher as a person with whom it is safe to share worries and anxieties. In such a situation, it seems appropriate to see what is happening as being a teacher using counseling skills, rather than engaging in an actual counseling relationship. The teacher is counseling, but not being a counselor. Guidance programs and the counseling service within them usually deal with situational and environmental conditions. Counseling is often seen as assistance given individuals to attain a clear sense of identity. Counseling, as well as the total guidance program, stress rational planning, problem solving, and support in the face of situational pressures. The counseling relationship is usually characterized by much less intensity of emotional expression than that found in the therapeutic relationship. Counseling services are usually located in schools, universities, community service agencies, and pastoral organizations, while psychotherapeutic services are usually found in clinics, hospitals, and private practice. The recipients of counseling are normal individuals, rather than those who exhibit abnormal or extreme modes of adjustment. Psychotherapy exists for individuals with psychological disorders. Counseling helps the essentially normal individual remove frustrations and obstacles that interfere with development, while psychotherapy attempts to deal with disabling or disintegrating conflicts. Counseling focuses upon helping the individual to cope with development tasks such as self-definition, independence, and the like. Attention is given to clarifying the individual's assets, skills, strengths, and personal resources in terms of role development. Counseling approaches are based more upon emphasizing present conscious material available within the individual's awareness, while psychotherapeutic approaches tend to emphasize historic and symbolic materials, relying heavily upon reactivation and consideration of unconscious processes. Activity 3. Go through the statement of views on the meanings of guidance and of counseling. Review these views with your peer in the class. Agree on a meaning for each of the two terms guidance, counseling. What are the commonalities in your meanings or definitions and those listed above? Guidance and counseling in schools. The basic aim of a guidance and counseling program is to help student teachers identify problems or issues in schools, and then to develop a rationale for a guidance and counseling program in a school setting. This unit will provide comprehensive knowledge about school-wide guidance and counselling programs, which will encourage student teachers to use their creativity and fresh ideas to conceptualize their own guidance and counselling programs in school. It will also develop their ability to perceive, respond to, and manage the whole spectrum of guidance and counselling in schools through an action plan. The school is expected to provide more than just teaching and instruction. A school guidance and counselling program includes all those activities other than instructional which are carried out to render assistance to pupils in their educational, vocational, personal development and adjustment. The fundamental aim of guidance and counselling program being the maximum development of the child. All guidance counselling program must be geared toward attainment of the goal. Guidance and counselling services can assist the pupils in knowing themselves, their potentialities and limitations, making appropriate choices in educational, vocational and other fields. Some of the important guidance services are the orientation services, student inventory services, career information services, counseling services, group guidance services, placement services, research and evaluation services. Learners in the school systems come in with a wide variety of backgrounds. There is diversity in their entry socio-economic and academic profiles. This diversity translates into a differential in their behavior patterns. Yet our desire is to ensure that all are found worthy in learning, in institutions of learning schools. Guidance and counselling should address learners' difficulties. These difficulties encompass the whole spectrum of student life and institutions of higher learning. A number of them may have negative impact on the teaching/learning process. Counselling should probe what students' difficulties are and then approach them systematically. For example, in diagnosing learning difficulties, the lecturer should focus on the following aspects. Difficulties that arise during instruction. These may be related to the content, the lecturer or the way of presentation. Difficulties after instruction. These may be related to social activities of the student or they may be related to the facilities themselves. In such cases, where should the information come from? The sources of relevant information about learners can be found or gleaned through the following: individual observation. This requires that individual lecturers are keen in noting any strange things that happen to the students or with the students. The observation should arise out of a genuine desire to help and get involved with the students. Student statements. Students invariably make statements and comments which are indicative of the struggles that they may face. The lecturers should be prepared to note these comments and statements which are indicative of or are symptoms of other things that may appear later. The goal of guidance and counselling. The goal of guidance and counselling is to make it possible for an individual to see and explore his or her unlimited endowed options. Odick, 1999. Educationally, guidance should involve those experiences which assist each learner to understand and accept oneself so as to live effectively in society. Major service areas. The major service areas of guidance and counselling in schools include: 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1 aspect of counselling should concern itself with assisting the students in their curriculum and school life choices. Students need assistance in subject they learn and planning for the subjects that they take at the institutions of learning. All teachers could be involved in this without any need for specialized training in counseling. Vocational guidance and counseling. This aspect of counseling addresses the learner's problems as regards to vocational choices. Again, here the lecturers are best placed to give relevant advice to learners, since they know their academic strengths and weaknesses in areas that may pertain to specific vocations, occupations, or jobs. The fact that the lecturers know the interests and aptitudes of most of their students makes them the best persons to assist their students in areas that are related to their vocations. Personal and social guidance and counseling. This aspect of counseling refers to the very personal problems that students meet. These problems may range from financial needs to interpersonal relationships. Although the lecturers may help to reduce these pressures, there is need for more specialized assistance from professionally trained hands. The fact that the lecturers may have an upper hand in interaction with the students only goes to show how crucial it is that they should get involved. As role models to the majority of students, it is important the lecturers are made aware of their crucial role in social guidance. Student records and follow-up. These usually yield information that would facilitate lecturer to assist a student whose problem may have been ignored or brushed aside for a long time. The major service areas of guidance and counseling in schools are educational guidance and counseling is that which assists students in their curriculum and school life choices. Vocational guidance, which assists the individual to choose and prepare for an occupation that is compatible with his interests and aptitudes. Personal and social guidance, which assists the individual to behave appropriately in relation to other members of the society. Counseling could be conceived as an interactive relationship between two or more persons that can take a variety of forms. It may address non-educational issues or even non-counseling concerns. Counseling should be seen as a service provided to normal individuals to assist them remove or cope with frustrations and obstacles that interfere with their development. Activity 4. Comment on the view that teachers are best placed to give relevant advice to learners since they know their academic strengths and weaknesses. The fact that the teachers know the interests and aptitudes of most of their students makes them the best persons to assist their students in their learning. How are you as a teacher in a school fitted to play these roles? Types of guidance and counseling in schools. Types of guidance and counseling include individual and group. Individual guidance, group guidance concept, need, and significance. Organization of group guidance activities, techniques of group guidance, advantages of group guidance, limitations of group guidance. Individual guidance and counseling. Individual guidance and counseling is tailored to an individual. It is advice, strategy, or planning designed for a singular person or thing and their unique situation. This is in contrast to general guidance, which is frequently based on demographic information such as age or income or meant for the general population. The most common reference to individual guidance and counselling is in reference to children or students. This is ideally the role of guidance and counselling, educational or career. Individual guidance and counselling can be used to refer to any advice, usually professional advice, given to a person based on their unique circumstances. This could include legal services, career counselling, financial planning, medical or psychological advice, or a number of other areas where a trained professional is looked to for direction/support in a given area. Group guidance, concept, need, and significance. Group refers to collection of people, interaction between individuals, development of shared perceptions, the development of affective ties, and the development of interdependence of roles. For example, many students and teachers at one school may gather together to form a group. Group guidance encompasses those activities of guidance which are carried on in a group situation to assist its members to have experiences desirable or even necessary for making appropriate decisions in the prevailing contexts. In a more specific term, it is guiding the individual in a group situation. Group could be of any type, but for guidance purposes a group should have a common goal. Just collection of individual may not be called a group for organizing guidance activities. Selection of group members will have to depend on sharing a common problem, volunteering to be members, and willingness to group activities. Jones, A.J. 1951 defines group guidance as any group enterprise or activity in which the primary purpose is to assist each individual in the group to solve his problems and to make his adjustment. Group guidance is used to address the developmental needs of a functional group consisting of a number of students to implement a program that would benefit them at all time. Students in group with common problems and concerns are helped in groups, i.e. small or large. In other words, if guidance is to be available to all, it should be planned in groups. Some of the objectives of group guidance are: 1. To help people in identifying common problems, analyze them and find relevant solutions. 2. To place a wide range of information before people with common problems which could be useful for them for finding solutions. 3. To provide a platform where people with common problems could interact with each other and could be benefited by each other's perspectives, ideas and experiences. 4. To help in creating an atmosphere where people could get an opportunity to express themselves and in the process analyze themselves.